You know what I was like during my glory days, do you?
Hi. Let's start this out with a prayer.
Oh my God.
Hey, pray for me.
Marcus mollywop the massive amount of masochists. Marcus mollywop the massive amount
mall
of
rat.
masochist small rats. All right. I feel like I went really hard on the last few intros. So I'm gonna just slide this one in.
Yeah, man, we could have a chill. We could have a chill
We're
pod.
gonna have a chill one.
I don't have to get louder than this. You know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of yelling last pod. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you did.
I did a lot of putting you in your place, Eric.
I loved it.
And I just,
Shut
I just,
the fuck up.
I just want to publicly apologize for doing you like that, man. But if you call me out, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get some dirt on your shirt.
I'll call you out every time, baby girl.
Hey, it could be a thing, man.
Yeah, for sure. Welcome back, my babies. It's a podcast formerly known as Tapped In. We're here. We're back. We're healthy.
Hey.
We all looking cute. We all bad bitches. Fuck with us.
Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day
you know
weekend.
What I mean?
Memorial
Pools
Day
open.
weekend.
Sun's out. You know
Oh
what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Oh yeah. You know,
Oh, yeah.
it's the podcast that where we talk about shit. We talk about shit and then we talk about a show. We talk about
Yeah.
shit, then we talk about a show. That's what you get. That's what you get from us. Nothing more, nothing less. You know, fuck with us as you have been, if you have been. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now.
Shout out
But
to
all
all
I know
12 of
is-
y'all, man.
Shout out to
maybe,
all 12.
Maybe 12.
I think it's 15. I think we're at an audience of 15 right now.
Growing
Yeah.
like crazy.
We grow out, you know what I'm
Yo.
saying? But yeah, it's your host, Dark Matter Daddy, aka the Chosen One, aka the Living Monument, aka Walking Mannequin. I'm out here. I'm living my
AKA
life.
forehand grip.
Forehand grip. I'm out here. You know, I'm just chilling. I'm getting ready to get fucked up tonight. I'm already fucked up. Already.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Dude,
I've been drinking.
So stressed.
I've been
my
drinking.
gosh.
I went out to eat with my homegirl and we were drinking, and I went and got ramen,
Hey,
and I'm faded.
hell yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
I'm
can't
100%
tell.
sober.
Damn, you faded?
Yeah.
Yo.
I've been drinking all day. I've been drinking for like
I've
the
been
past 6
drinking.
hours.
I ain't drunk. I've been drinking. Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
This is good because I have not been drinking and I will not be drinking this pod.
We got the dynamic
So,
going.
We got a good pod going.
We got the dynamic going.
Yeah, I'm so sober too. So we out here.
Unless
All right. Where the sake?
no, I don't have no sake,
Hey.
man. I'm sake'd out.
All right, yeah. Also, we got, as always, returning as a returning co-host. We got our boy Marcus Mary, aka aka Lil Olive Garden, aka
Yes,
the
sir.
Silver Bat,
Slinging
aka
breadsticks.
the wonderful
Bat
Wombat.
guano. Wombat musings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what they call me in the poetry circuit.
aka
man.
Killer Capybara.
Kili Capybara, the largest rodent in the world.
The largest. My boy's spitting
Yeah.
facts right now.
You know
What?
what I mean? That's all I'm doing, man. You know, I'm trying to bathe in some Japanese hot springs like capybaras do.
That shit's gross. That's full of poop.
Hey, to an animal, it ain't a thing.
I guess so. We're
Hey,
animals.
fact check that, Eric.
I said the fact, so Marcus will have
Hey,
to fact check it.
Fact check what? What's the fact?
Yo, we're back. I'm gonna just let y'all know I will always fact check this man because he will just say things, and sometimes I'm like, that doesn't sound right. So I gotta prove it. I'm gonna fact check
Hey,
him. I'm
man.
2 in the hole. It's 2-0 right now. I'm not gonna front. I'm
You
down.
gonna fact check the largest rodent?
I already knew it was the largest rodent. Please don't. Don't
Yeah,
put
all right,
me.
all right. Okay. I
Just
saw you
animal
typing
facts.
away as soon as I said it. So
I was
Right.
typing something else. Don't worry about what I'm
you was
typing.
typing something else.
Marcus, don't worry about what I'm typing. Bro.
Hey, don't look at me
Don't
like
worry.
that, man.
Don't-
You look crazy.
don't worry
You look
about what
mad
I'm-
crazy. All right, introduce Alex, dog.
Hey, yes. Also, our all other returning co-hosts, we got young Alex Riley, aka the Smooth Silk, the Shocker,
AKA the
AKA
cashmere wombat, man.
The cashmere wombat.
sweater.
Man.
Yo, big cashmere vibes. You know what I'm
Cashmere
saying?
vibes right now. I'm getting cashmere
Yeah.
vibes from you, Alex. What's
Yeah.
up? Talk your shit, bro.
Man, you heard of Birdman? That's me. I'm the Birdman of this podcast.
Ooh, show us the hand
Whoa.
rub. Show us the
Who
hand rub.
does?
Hey,
See
we
the
gotta keep an eye
technique?
on him, man.
I
You see
know
those
y'all
shifty
see the
eyes?
technique.
You
Look
see
at his
those
eyes.
shifty eyes.
Don't let me look at none of your contracts. 'Cause you ain't getting paid.
Ooh.
I'm getting paid.
He getting
Retinas
paid.
darting back and forth.
That's right, man. Respect on
Hey.
his name.
I just got some hard eyes on that. I just got some hard eyes on that little clip we posted on Instagram. So you
Oh, that
know
was
we
a-
out here, we
That was, about,
live.
that was about me. It's
No,
cool.
it says you though, and then with the hard eyes, they talking about me
What
specifically.
what
baby
clip?
boy.
What clip did you post?
I posted those 2 clips that you just posted in the group chat.
That quick?
Yes,
All right, man. You wild, man.
that
Let's get into it.
that quick, Marcus.
You didn't
Oh
tag
my
us, though.
god, bro, it's
You tagged me
unnerving.
so I can repost that shit.
Oh fuck, I didn't tag y'all niggas.
It's
You
all
know what?
good.
I'm gonna do that in this. I'm frozen.
Wow.
Can y'all hear me?
Don't. Why are you managing the Twitter while
Can you hear
on,
me?
Yeah, we can hear
While
you.
you on this?
I'm frozen.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying. Can y'all still hear my voice?
Yeah.
I don't even see this on the Twitter.
He posted on
I
Instagram
didn't. I put it on Instagram.
on his story.
Oh, okay.
Anywho,
Damn,
We're
you gonna steal
back.
my shine, man? Hey, did you tag the
Yo,
page
why
at
am I
least?
frozen?
Oh my
Did it-
god.
I'm a fucking
You're
idiot.
You're
Take
right.
that
I'm an
shit
idiot.
down,
I'm a
man.
fool.
You are a fucking dumb. We up here trying to expand our
I'm
audience.
sorry.
And you, a couple of clips.
Oh, I got the hard eyes. It's all
didn't
about
even
you,
put
nigga.
the
Ah,
didn't even put the name in, man. What?
I'm gonna have to
cannot
drop out then
believe
come
this.
back. My shit's fucking up right now. Yo, Zoom
Turn
is
off your
playing
camera.
me.
Turn off your camera and then turn it back on.
How the fuck do I do that?
In Zoom, click the camera button.
I
stop
can't
video.
click shit. My
Stop
shit's
video.
grayed
Click-
over, bro. I'm gonna have to.
All right, drop out then.
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
My
We hear
shit's
you,
fucking
man.
up. We're having some technical difficulties.
No, Eric is having technical difficulties.
Hey, I don't have a lot
Mine
of time.
Zoom-
We gotta get through this pod.
I
man.
got
Do
that
what you need to
project
do.
Zoom. Start off the topic while I reset my shit.
What is the topic, Alex?
Was the first one
all
like
the
aliens
UFO news.
or theaters?
Oh, okay. All right.
Y'all can start with-
Yeah, I got you, Eric. So our first topic, Alex, is UFOs. What do you know about them?
I know the government's been releasing information just confirming that they exist, but I feel like all of us knew that already. So
Right.
I think it's interesting. I'm just like wondering why they are releasing that information now, because I feel like there's a reason, or if they're like prepping us for something.
Well,
Or, like,
so to
what
the
the
best of
deal
my
is.
knowledge, there was some legislation that passed back in December
Yeah.
that allowed for kind of the slow release of declassified UFO documents and stuff.
Mhm.
And mind you, this isn't the first time that that's happened. This has
Yeah.
been sort of happening over a certain period of time. Like the last couple of years, there's been a couple of different UFO videos, declassified documents, and a lot of these declassified documents, I mean, there's a thick binders worth of declassified documents on the
Yeah.
web that you can go
Yeah.
and look, and it's everything from UFO sightings to sort of kind of out there theories or
I think I heard one time that they like weaponry that they had, like it was like a ray gun. They pretty much confirmed that a ray gun does exist in like something they declassified. I think that was a couple years ago, but
Well,
yeah.
and there was and I'm going off of this Reddit. There's this Reddit. I can't remember if it was the UFO Reddit or if it was a different one. But one of the top posts was about the declassified documents, and the poster of it basically was, he's one of those internet dudes that hopped up on Monster Energy or whatever, and was slowly sifting through this binder's worth of declassified documents, and it has everything from UFO sightings that have been called in. There is an instance of, or someone was claiming that the Russians had shot down a UFO off the coast of Russia and had like captured aliens. I think there's a lot of stuff in these documents that are haven't necessarily been proven,
Yeah.
but they have been recorded. You know what I mean? So all of each level of that of instance, you know, whereas maybe someone saw something like a trick of the light, or maybe someone's just crazy and wanted to call that in. But the fact of the matter remains is that there's videos, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's videos and there's firsthand accounts of what do they call them? I mean, it used to be UFOs, but now they call them UAPs or.
Oh, I didn't know they changed the name.
Well, it's just another name for UFOs, basically.
Okay, for sure.
And it's just it's UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena. And so it's anything from, you know, lights to what looks like ships,
Right.
or one of them looks like a big metal zeppelin. Another one is this acorn looking thing that is sort of having a strobe light effect. And you know, we were going to talk about this last pod, and then we were going to wait because at the beginning of June, the Pentagon's supposed to release a bunch of documents and stuff pertaining to this. But you know, we'll do it this pod, and then I think we're going to talk about it again. Yeah. But like last week, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, 60 Minutes had an entire segment where they were interviewing Air Force pilots, people that were in the Air Force, and one dude said he saw like UAPs every day for 10 years or something like that. Like,
that's wild.
It's wild, man. And it's interesting because the accounts are all from people who were in the military. One lady didn't even want to talk about it because she knew that she would sound crazy. And it just goes to sort of highlight the fact that this shit is happening, and people who don't necessarily believe in aliens are seeing it. You know, like one guy said, you know, he doesn't know if it's aliens. He just knows that there's technology that he's seen firsthand that is beyond anything that we have.
Yeah.
That we've done or created in,
that shit is honestly fucking scary to think about.
It's scary, man. Especially because there's just nothing we can even do about it.
Yeah, like if they decide to like attack us, like what the we're gonna be screwed. Unless the government might have something that can combat it, but who knows?
Well, in that Reddit post, there was one of the declassified accounts was that we had captured like a downed ship or something, and had done tests on some sort of metal that we had gotten from the ship. So I mean, I don't know what any of that means, you know, like practical application or what, but it's very interesting. You know, we live in interesting times, and I think once the June Pentagon Papers comes out, I think we'll have a lot better idea of what the government's stance is on this. Because like declassifying stuff is interesting because they can essentially just declassify it. It doesn't require them to have like a whole press conference on it. You know, it's essentially you're just moving some files that before hadn't been in the public eye, and then you upload them on the internet. And so everyone can look at them, but there's no further context added to it. And I think with the release of these Pentagon Papers come June, I think that will be given the context that people sort of have been waiting for, right? Where, you know, they release these papers and then they also talk about their findings, hopefully. And, you know, I mean, who knows, you know, we might be having one of those conferences at the beginning of one of those alien movies where they're just like, yo, aliens are here. We don't know too much about them.
Shit together. Stop beefing with each other.
Like, real shit. Because
we're gonna crumble.
Yeah. It's interesting. We were me and my homies the other night on Friday, we were talking about
Hello?
yeah, what's
Yeah.
up, Eric?
Fuck, I don't know why my camera's not working right now.
Eric, you down bad, man.
Man, oh
I'm
god.
saying, dude, my Zoom is doing that weird shit again. It's so annoying.
You restarted your computer and stuff?
No, I didn't restart it. I just joined from my browser. How does my audio sound?
You sound fine.
Your audio sounds good, yeah.
Can you see us, or is it just like
I can
Wait.
see y'all.
interesting?
But wait, your thing just did something else. Now it's
Yeah.
just a gray screen
Yeah, it's
instead
like-
of saying that you have no camera on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Does this make you feel better, Eric?
Huh?
Should we
does this
just
make you
do this
feel
in the dark, Eric?
Does this make you feel
Oh my
better?
god. No, this does not make me feel better. I am stressed.
It's all right, Eric. We can do it without your video. We don't necessarily have to have your video.
Yeah.
I want the people to see me.
I mean, I was getting tired of looking at you, to be completely honest.
Man, you too down bad for the pod, Eric.
You be too down bad in your eyes, man. And you was doing that thing where you was looking in the camera. I'm glad that you got humbled by your computer.
No,
In all
that's my
honesty.
new favorite thing.
You was flying too close to the sun, Icarus. You know, we had
Call me little
the
Icarus.
young Icarus, dark
Little
matter
Icarus.
daddy with the dark screen.
Man,
Fuck.
But yeah,
it's fitting.
Eric's
Yeah, what,
Eric.
what
So
we talking
what
about?
you
while I
know
figure
about
this
the
out?
UFOs, man?
Or what are your thoughts?
I have always known that. Well, I feel like I've never doubted the existence of like extraterrestrials and their like involvement and shit going on Earth. I feel like I always knew that like there was something to that. Like it was. I feel like it'd be naive to think everybody's account of seeing some crazy shit in the sky was just like false. There's no way. And also our fucking our universe is so huge. Like to think that
Yeah.
there's not something else out there is stupid at this point.
Right.
And I feel like everything being revealed now is really like just confirming shit for us. Like
Yeah.
we're just like, oh yeah, like you're kind of just. I feel like that's kind of why there's not such a like uproar about it right now. It's not like trending on Twitter or anything at the
Well,
moment,
but it was though.
Yeah, when they first released it, it was.
It was.
Oh my
Oh
God.
man, he's back.
Turn your camera back off, bro.
We don't want to see all that. But your mic,
Nah.
your audio's playing through your computer or something now, or your audio
Is it?
changed.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah, it's like a
Interesting.
slight echo.
How about now?
No,
Look,
it
so-
doesn't sound like it's playing through your mic.
How about now?
Nope.
How about now?
There you go.
That's good.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Get some hoes
Now?
in this house.
What are you doing? Because it seems like you're
I'm
doing
changing-
nothing, just saying how about now?
Changing the
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah,
This is
That's horrible.
that ain't it, bro.
oh god, this is a disaster.
It is.
This
I'm
is
about to
so
pause.
sad.
I'm about to pause the recording.
Okay.
Hey, we
All right,
back.
Okay.
so we
We got a
back
little
after some technical blip.
difficulties. Alex is fucking
Eric,
up.
Nah,
Eric
I'm
is
cool.
fucking up as usual. Me and Alex, we've been chilling. You know what I
We've
mean?
been A1 since day one.
Yeah, Eric looked into the camera's eye way too many times, and it shut him out. Don't do it.
Rightfully so.
Anywho,
Don't do it, Eric.
God
End the
damn it.
meeting. But yeah, Eric. So you were saying that you had a inclination that
yeah,
extraterrestrials have always existed.
I have. I mean, and it's always been something that fascinates me. I've always been fascinated with space and shit like that, and I love sci-fi shit on like media wise. Also, I've heard accounts from people that I know that have seen shit like that. Like my
Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
yeah, I had this homegirl, RIP. She had died a while back, but she was
Damn.
telling me how she was in Hummel Park and she saw like a spaceship like close up or something she could only describe as a spaceship or a
I
UFO
see.
or something. But she
Yeah.
said it was flying, and she was like describing like the pattern it was like darting in, which kind of like uh translates to how like the videos that I see on the internet. That's exactly how like they do it. Like they'll like dart back and forth and then like just like go out of like sight or
Well,
something, just like
it's
at blinding
interesting because
speed.
there's so many
Right.
there's so many different like types of I was just telling Alex they're calling them like UAPs now.
Yes,
There's so many
unidentified
different.
aerial phenomenon.
Yeah, we already went over that, but
Oh,
there's already so many different types that have been recorded.
yeah.
I think it's really interesting that your homegirl saw it at Hummel Park because
That's a
think of
scary ass part.
I could think of no other place where a
Exactly.
It would
UFO would
only
be
be at
seen.
Hummel Park.
Only at
It
Hummel
would
Park,
only be
man.
at Hummel
Of
Park.
course, it's a Humble
Bruh.
Park.
For those
Big
who
ups to
don't know,
Omaha, man.
for those who don't know, Hummel Park is this fucking spooky ass park. I
Spooky
don't know
ass
if like
forest.
other. I'm sure there's other like cities and shit that have like legends about areas of their town or something. But Hummel Park has these legends like where there's like, oh, these fucking cannibalistic albinos
The
with
albinos.
yeah,
Bruh, we
God.
saw the albinos once though. Was it
What do
you
you
out? Were
mean?
you up there, Alex?
No, I wasn't with y'all.
I
I've
think
only
I
heard
think it
about
was
this
I think it was me, Matt, Taylor. I thought it was Alex, but it was someone else. We would go to Hummel Park to smoke weed. And I remember one day we were fucking wrapping up, smoking, and the car that pulled up next to us was filled with like really mean looking albinos. I
What?
shit you not. There was 3 albinos in that
What?
bitch. There was 3 albinos in this car, and they pulled up, and one of them was mugging us super hard. And
Yo,
I
so
mean,
they
we
really out there.
were already leaving, but it was like it was fucking weird, man.
What the
And
fuck? What are the
and
chances?
this is like, you know, like, yeah, everybody says there's albinos and shit up there. I had never seen them until that time. They pulled up in a fucking station wagon mugging. So Hummel Park, yeah, that's pretty on brand, you know.
For sure.
Place is eerie. It just seems like one of those
It really is.
on the other like on the topic of just you know, weird phenomena. I feel like it always happens in specific areas, right? Where
Right.
some areas are just have a proclivity to having strange happenings. In Hummel
Mhm.
Park, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You know, cannibalistic albinos. No offense to albino people.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
This is just the
That's why I kind of
descriptor.
hate.
It's like a high school like theory or like I can't think of the right word. Myth.
It's like
yeah.
like a
it's like an
legend, like
yeah.
an
it's like
urban
an
legend.
urban legend, but except I have actually seen albinos up there.
Which
So
is fucking wild. That's crazy.
man, we gotta get Matt on the show. But anyways, back to the UAPs. Eric, have you seen the videos? Did you watch the 60 Minutes doc?
I watched. I haven't seen everything, but I've seen some things. I know about the documentary of. I don't know if y'all have heard about this documentary. I think it's on Netflix. I want to say, but it's about like these kids at this school. All the kids had encountered this UFO at the same time, and they were all interviewed individually, and they all accounted the same thing and saw the same thing. I think they said they even seen like what the aliens look like, and they like drew pictures of it
Crazy.
or whatever. And then 12 years later, they interviewed all of them again, and they all came up with the exact same story. And this is
Man.
obviously before the documentary was put out, so this was all like one piece. So
Yeah.
everybody, like some of them was still like too shaken up to even talk about it.
I would be
And
too.
yeah, that's some wild shit.
Real
Also,
shit.
oh, another thing, my cousin, shouts out Erica. She also said she encountered some shit like that. Like she said
Crazy.
she saw some shit in the sky, like zoom off, and it was like crazy color. She wrote a whole fucking thing about it on Facebook. I'm gonna have to pull it up at some point. But yeah,
Crazy. Bruh, yeah.
it's kind of undeniable at this point.
yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
know,
be
Mike,
right back.
you good. Should I pause it?
Yeah.
That's the pod, man. This Eric.
You should check it out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, she saw some shit like that and she was telling me about it. So, like I was saying, it's kind of undeniable at this point,
Yeah.
especially now that the government is even confirming. And also Obama confirmed it. That
Yeah.
was interesting to see.
Do either one of y'all think they're like prepping us for something like in the future just by releasing this information? Because that's where my head keeps going.
You know, it's interesting. Before Eric interrupted us several times with, you know, just his chaotic presence. I was gonna say that it seems like almost the best rollout of the existence of aliens, because
Mhm.
it's sort of like pretty low key. I mean, it's happening, right? Like
right.
information is coming out, but it's happening in like these bursts with no context, like I was saying.
Mhm.
Where it's just like at this point you can just look up UFO videos or UAP videos,
Right.
and you have these firsthand accounts, and then you have this June deadline that's coming up where they're gonna release things and have added context to it. So it's interesting. I feel like it's a good rollout because you know, it's not like super hyped up, and
Yeah.
we're already kind of like, you know, there's not gonna be, I doubt that there's gonna be a big surprise, right?
Mhm.
I feel like it's just gonna be like, yeah, we confirmed the existence of aliens. Y'all already seen the ships. Deuces. We'll get back to you when we know some shit. You know.
Right.
It's kind of interesting how I feel like the government felt the need to hide it from us, even though most of us already believed in it anyway.
This is true.
And also, what would the knowledge of the existence of
Yeah.
extraterrestrials and their involvement on Earth do? Like, how would that affect anyone negatively? Like,
That's
it's
why I
just
think
us
they're
knowing
like,
the fucking truth.
I feel like that's why they're like, I don't know. This is the way I'm thinking. I just feel like they're prepping us for something. Like they obviously know more than we do, so they're like rolling it out slow. They're gonna
Yeah.
normalize aliens, and then some shit is just gonna hit the fucking fan.
Yeah,
They're
like
definitely about to drop the bomb.
what if in June they're just like, so we already know that y'all know about aliens, but guess what? We're at war with them, and we're losing.
We're losing
We
bad.
would 100% lose.
We can't hide it no more.
We're getting fucking
Hey.
murked.
Can't hide it.
Joe
The limit-
Biden's just about to address the fucking nation like, look, Americans, we're down bad.
You know what's
We're
Oh my-
down bad and we're getting
Bro,
fucked up.
What if Trump had to like give that announcement about aliens? Just imagine how chaotic that shit would fucking be.
He's the reason why we're getting all this shit. Because
Yeah.
nobody else was doing it.
But what if he was like the one announcing that, like, yo, we're at war? with
Oh
aliens?
my God,
Just
that would
imagine
be
a press conference. Like,
that would
He's
be
like,
fucking hilarious.
So back in
Not gonna
September, we
front.
tried to nuke the aliens, and they fucked
Now
our
they're-
shit all the way
now
up.
they're upset.
That's why they're here. Yeah,
I tried to build
can't-
them a Trump tower. Shit didn't go over well.
I tried to.
The Trump
I tried.
UFO.
I tried to induct them into the Trump University. Did not work.
Oh,
Gave him some
tried
Trump.
to
What was
enroll
it?
'em.
Trump vodka. Gave him some
Oh
Trump
my
vodka.
God.
Didn't work.
It tastes like piss.
So, you know, as sort of a segue, let's get into this you know, the idea, because this is all science fiction related, right? This pod
Right.
is
Yeah.
today's
I
pod
think
is
this
pretty
is- yeah.
science fiction related.
Yeah.
I wonder what this is gonna do to media. I wonder what kind of like alien TV shows and movies we're gonna have now, where
Hopefully more. 'Cause
but
like
I feel like it's gonna be a different tone now that we have like
it's
we
confirmed.
yeah, that it's confirmed.
It'll be.
you know?
It's no longer science fiction.
Well, yeah, it's also it's just science
Right.
fact, and everything
Yeah.
before this is gonna be science theory. But like,
Yeah, like
you know,
speculation.
in all the alien movies, the, you know, part of the one of the big early reveals is that there is aliens for the people.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So now we're living in like a post there is aliens
Oh,
world.
I see
You know what I
you're
mean? So we're like we've moved up. You know,
Which is the world I've always wanted to live in.
you know, and it's the world that we have always, yeah, I mean, it's the world that we were promised, right? We didn't get flying cars, but we got fucking alien videos and shit, and
Yeah, we're about to
fucking-
see.
yeah.
Alex, you did bring up a good question with what are they prepping us for? But that the question I kept asking is why now? Because I feel like there's been like a whole resurfacing of not only a resurfacing, like there's been much more in these last this last years, these last few years, much more like encounters
Mhm.
I've noticed. So it makes me
I
think
don't
like,
even I don't even know if there's been more encounters or
you don't think
just
so?
more documentation of them, because
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like I don't know if even like the rate of the encounters has increased. I think that there's just an increased awareness just because we're all connected to it now.
also with the increase of technology, we're
Yeah, exactly.
easily
Like
more easier
it's
able to just
to
whip out our phones.
right and like record that shit.
Hmm.
And so it's just sort of an interesting, we just live in an interesting time where this sort of stuff can't really be held back by the government anyways because
Hmm.
of shit like YouTube. And even if they were to try to take that shit down, as soon as it started trending, it's already too late.
It's
Someone's
too
already
late.
ripped it. And so I'm excited to see where we're at in 5 years, where we're just like aliened out. You know what I mean?
Right? It's
Yeah.
like movie
Alien
like
drip.
Oh yeah, Alien. Definitely trying
Alien drip.
to get some alien clothes
So I gotta.
and
How do you?
fuck on some alien hoes.
Man, I knew you
Dude,
was
you are out
going
of
there,
control.
bro.
You are out of fucking control. How do y'all
I
think
knew
the
that's
lizard?
where, huh?
How do you think the lizard people feel about the aliens?
Gotta try to clap the alien
Man,
cheeks.
no. I have a girlfriend, man. You
Oh
you can
yeah, my bad. It doesn't count if they're off planet, bro. I
Eric.
told you that. I,
So how y'all feel about the movie theaters, man? What's y'all about to get back in the movie
moving
theaters?
on.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly like the fact that they release movies on HBO Max and shit, because then
HBO Max.
I can just
Absolutely.
watch it on my own time. Pause
Yo,
the shit. Like I don't know. I like it, but I do
Yo.
the
y'all
theaters.
know that Cruella movie? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Oh no,
Finish.
I was done. You
Oh, I
good.
was about to say, y'all know
Go
that
ahead,
Cruella
Eric.
movie's $30 on Disney Plus.
Jesus.
Yeah, like the
Is that how
Mulan movie
much?
was too.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if that's how
Yeah.
much Mulan was. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense though. If you think about going to a movie theater, and buying a ticket, it's what, $12
Yeah.
for a movie. If you're renting it on Disney Plus, you're technically, and for $30 you're buying 3 movie tickets. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess essentially you are, but
mind you,
I
it's
feel
not the
like they
same
can't.
because you don't have the
Yeah,
ambiance, and
Yeah.
it's not
I
like
was gonna say I feel like
I
they
got a
can't really
fucking 32
justify it.
inch TV. So it's, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I get
I mean,
that.
I'm not renting that shit. I didn't rent Mulan, and I'm not
I'm
about
gonna
to rent this one.
no.
H
I'll
HBO's
wait till
done
it
it a lot
becomes
better.
free. Yeah,
Yeah, like the
they're
fact that people are
HBO
smarter.
like,
shit.
yeah,
The
yeah,
HBO was like, look, we're gonna release these movies and amassed a ridiculous amount of new subscribers because they're like,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna want to come and watch it, even if they subscribe for like 1 month or something just to watch these movies. Like that pay it kind of pays for itself in a way. But paying $30 to stream on a streaming site that you're already paying for, it sounds like
yeah,
bullshit.
yeah.
And
Um,
The
the
cash
Disney
grab.
service, it's interesting because they're both streaming services, but the Disney one and the HBO one are like very different. Disney
yeah,
is like the only streaming service that's just for family and like kids and stuff. And I mean, Disney announced their service and it's like they already have a hold on everything with Star Wars, Disney original movies, Marvel, Discovery. So it's just like, yeah, people are going to buy that. But HBO kind of had to pull out all the stops because they have a lot of really great original content, but
Mhm.
also, I think there's a lot more money in the kids shows and stuff like that. So HBO making that deal to have movies out at the same time as they do in movie theaters for free or not for any like additional
Additional
fee.
cost, yeah.
I mean, that's great. It's the golden
yeah,
age of the
yeah.
streaming wars, man.
HBO Max got their foot on our necks right now,
I
and
think
it doesn't
everyone
seem.
does though, you know?
Yeah,
Like I feel like I have a good enough reason to have most of the streaming services right now.
I have all of
Um,
them.
I
have all
don't,
of them.
but I don't have like Paramount or
I don't have
Peacock.
those.
But Peacock, like I was saying, like Alyssa has Peacock, and I was over at her crib watching The Office, and they have the extended Office video episodes. That shit is hilarious. If you're a big Office fan,
I'm gonna have to peep those.
I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't do Peacock just because that it's dope. And then Paramount has Nickelodeon, and they have a whole bunch of new Avatar: The Last Airbender stuff coming out, like new shows and movies and stuff in that universe. So that's like kind of a draw for me for Paramount.
I'm gonna
you
have to
know?
buy that. Then when the Last Airbender stuff comes out or Avatar stuff
Yeah.
comes out, I'm gonna have to obviously buy that. But I have HBO Max, Hulu, Netflix,
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime, Crunchyroll. I have so many streaming services that would probably amount to having cable.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's 1,000 times better than fucking having cable. Like, cable sucks.
Especially because you don't have to watch
shit, you
ads
can watch
and
what you
stuff.
want. Yeah.
Exactly. You can watch whatever you want when you want. It's on demand.
Watch that shit.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. As far as movie theaters, I kind of am excited for them to come back. I before well no okay, let me put it like more like I like the transition of movie theaters coming back. I went to go see Demon Slayer, and I was the only person in. It was me and my cousin and his wife and my other cousin. We were the only person in there. Like the transition of them coming back, it's like less like packed and less like demand for the movie theater tickets. And I like being in movie theaters with less people in it. Not only
Were the
COVID,
tickets
but
cheaper than usual?
they're about the same.
Oh, okay.
But like, yeah, they're the same. Which I mean, understandably, like I don't expect them to lower their prices.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will. Like probably once the summer hits, they'll probably like, all right, everybody
I'm
vaxxed
surprised-
up or
I'm
whatever.
surprised they're not charging more just because I know the movie theaters took a big hit during COVID. So I feel like
They can't charge more.
They can't. Yeah.
Everybody's adapted to not having movie theaters to where
Especially,
they'll be
yeah.
playing themselves by charging more.
I mean, if you have movies out in theaters that are also out on HBO, and it's easier just to stay home and not go to the movie theater, like the movie theaters, I feel like have to pull out all the stops to try and get people to trust them and bring them back into the movie theaters.
Right.
But
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm happy for it, man. Like movie theaters are fun as hell to go to. It's a whole experience.
I mean, we used to do that shit in high school all the fucking time, like Friday
Bruh,
nights. All
always
the
in
homies
there.
go to the fucking movies and shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's a cool date option. Like when you got a little girl, like a shorty or whatever. Like, definitely take us to the movies.
Shorties.
Yeah.
Shorties.
I thought
Yeah.
it was interesting that during COVID, like towards like the end of it, movie theaters were like letting you rent the entire theater for like $100 or some shit. You can invite like 10, 20 people. Do you guys hear about that? Like rent the theater out. And, like,
Yeah.
You can rent theaters out for like
And so that's the
$100
cool
bucks.
thing.
see,
Is
that's
you
dope.
can and you
I
can
thought-
do whatever you want in there too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to just be a movie. You
I
can
can do
watch
whatever.
shows and shit.
I
Can y'all
do
hear me?
whatever I want.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do whatever you want.
Can you hear
Whatever.
me?
Yeah.
Marcus said I froze.
Did he?
Were you fucking with me? What the fuck?
I didn't
No,
hear
you did freeze for a little bit.
Oh, I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
what the hell?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like being in movie theaters, like, not by myself, but like with like my people, because I've grown accustomed to acting real ignorant during movies,
We know.
especially like exciting movies, and
No,
acting-
you've grown accustomed to acting real ignorant, period.
Yeah, Eric.
Don't blame it on the movie theater. You just
Doing
be
your down
wilding.
bad ways.
You just was talking about clapping alien cheeks, man.
Yo,
Like,
hey,
come
come
on,
on,
yo.
dude. I never said that.
It
Hey, I don't know what
from a
you
different
talking
planet.
Who are y'all quoting right now? I never said that shit.
Eric
man.
B. Andrews.
I'm about to edit. I'm about to end this podcast. I'm
Yeah,
about to
alright.
just delete
You already
all these.
ended it twice today,
Me and
man.
Marcus got it. We holding it
Yeah,
down.
we good. We holding it
Nah,
down.
nope. I'm suing y'all. I'm suing y'all for the rights of this pod.
What? Like we made no money off this shit.
Shouts out to aliens. Shouts out to them thick ass alien hoes up in space throwing that shit. You know they throwing it up there.
I don't.
Man,
don't know
Eric,
that.
you need to chill.
We need a
Gotta chill. I get that you faded.
Throwing
It's
that
Memorial Day weekend,
extraterrestrial ass. I bet they got cool alien. You think aliens probably like listen to music? Do you think they got their own music, or is that a
They have their
human
own shit they
thing?
listen to.
Man, they probably listen to hip hop and they hate black people just like everyone else.
God damn it, you're
Facts.
probably right.
Racist ass aliens.
If
For
they learned
real.
anything from TV, like if all their knowledge for humans came from TV, they definitely hate black
Oh my
people.
god.
100%.
That man, I don't even want to think about that shit. Like, the white people hate us and the aliens hate us. Like
There should be a movie about how aliens come to Earth and how they only all their knowledge is just from watching like TV or absorbing media, and they just like are big racists towards
that'd be
black
fucking
people.
horrifying.
That sounds like a really shitty science fiction film.
That'd be a Jordan Peele. That'd be a Jordan Peele.
No,
movie.
No, I would put some respect on that man's name. It wouldn't be Jordan Peele, but
It'd be
someone,
scary. It'd be a horror
it'd
movie.
It'd be scary, but yeah, I mean, it'd be someone else that did it, man.
Like who? Stanley Kubrick?
Maybe Ridley
No.
Scott. Hey,
Ridley
speaking of
Scott.
Ridley,
Hey, speaking of Ridley Scott.
let's
Yeah.
get into it, man.
Shout out to Ridley Scott, man.
All right, y'all. We're getting into the new series we're watching. It is called Raised by Wolves. It's an HBO Max series. It was written by Ridley Scott and someone else, correct?
It was
Aaron-
created by a different dude. It's executive produced by
Executive
Ridley
produced
Scott,
by Ridley Scott.
and Ridley Scott directed 2 episodes, but it was created by that other guy.
His name's Aaron. I can't pronounce his last name.
Aaron Guzikowski.
Guzikowski.
Yeah.
Starring actors. I'm not familiar with the actors in this.
I'm not
show.
familiar with the cast.
I'm not
either.
either.
It's
Which
the dude
I
from
prefer that.
Vikings. Yeah, it's kind of cooler that way because you don't get caught up in your preconceived notions of who a certain actor usually
Mhm.
plays. But big ups Ridley Scott though, Blade Runner,
Yeah.
Gladiator,
Alien.
the original,
Yeah.
the Alien
The first
franchise,
two- yeah,
Prometheus,
First 2 episodes
Um,
were directed by Ridley Scott.
Mhm.
The Martian. Ridley Scott is like, a lot of modern science fiction films
Mhm.
owe a lot of their
Oh, 100%.
a lot of everything in them to Ridley Scott and his science fiction films.
The Aliens movies are referenced in countless other
so much stuff.
sci-fi movies. So
It's
much good
iconic.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Raised by Wolves. It centers around 2 androids, father and mother. That's their names. They're tasked with raising human children on Kepler 22b after Earth was destroyed by a great war. As the burgeoning colony of
Burgeoning,
humans.
yes. Tap it out.
As the
Burgeoning.
Burgeoning. As the burgeoning colony of humans threatens to be torn apart by religious differences, the androids learned that controlling the beliefs of humans is a treacherous and difficult task. Very
It's a dope
interesting.
show.
Very
Yeah.
interesting show that we're getting
Impressions?
into. First impressions for me, I'm gonna start with myself.
Yeah, start with yourself.
Because you haven't seen the show at all.
Yeah,
right?
I've not
you
seen
and
this
Davon
show.
haven't seen it. Me and Alex
I've
have
watched. Okay, so I've watched this episode before, but that's it. I've only watched
Okay.
this episode. My first impression of the show when I first watched it was I was already kind of like, I need to stop doing this thing where I get hyped on shows because of who made it instead of like looking into the show at all, because I didn't know anything about this show. But I was like, wow, Ridley Scott was a director on here. I'm in. I'm all in. So I came in with the preconceived notion that it was going to be heat, and after watching the first episode, I was just like, wow, I automatically felt like there's a lot to this show.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
it's deep as fuck already. Like from the first few moments of the first episode, I'm like, there's a lot to
Fucking
this
jump.
shit.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. And I'm instantly hooked, honestly.
That's cool.
This show, I feel like they did my thing, world building
Yeah.
this time. They do a
Building.
lot of world building in the first episode, which is kind of it's not exactly. I mean, we kind of get it. Like they're on another
Well,
planet. These guys
yeah,
are androids.
We can get into that though. We should do the
Oh yeah,
impressions.
you're right.
Let's run
yeah,
through the
first
impressions and then
Go ahead.
yeah.
Marcus, first impressions, Blake.
when I first watched this, same thing like you, Eric. Like, definitely got hyped on it because you see Ridley Scott associated with it. And there's Raised by Wolves. I don't. It's sort of indicative of ancient Rome, which is an interesting sort of comparison. I don't know if y'all know the founding of Rome, but there's two brothers that were raised by wolves, and then those brothers went on to create the Roman Empire. So
Yeah.
there's sort of the this sort of it calls into question, is it similar to this origin story of Rome, or what we have going there. But yeah, I'm hyped for it. First time going into it, and the first episode is just fire. You know what I mean? Like, it's to start something good. Started something interesting.
For sure.
Yeah.
You can
and
tell
that
you're
was-
getting into something.
Yeah, and that was my biggest thing because like going into the show, I don't even remember how I heard about it. I don't know if I heard it from you, Marcus, or I just
You heard it from me. I told you about it.
Okay, that's how I heard it then. But yeah, it's just like first impressions, I was like blown away, like because there's like you said, there's a lot going on, and also a lot that we don't know at the same time. So that mystery just kept me interested in like what the fuck. And then like as you see like later in the episode, shit just hits the fan, which a lot of
Yeah,
first episodes
yeah.
tend to do. It seems
They kind of
like
have to. It's we saw that with Invincible too.
Mhm.
It's interesting how much of these shows have the first episodes
Like the structure's the same.
It'd be
punctuated
fucking
by
crazy.
punctuated by that bloody crescendo that we saw in Invincible.
Mhm.
I think honestly, I think that's the formula. I think
I think
that's
it is.
what it takes
think
to
it
get
is,
you
yeah.
It worked for
into it.
me.
Like
I mean,
you're watching the show, and obviously a show has to be initially interesting.
mhm.
Where we saw with uh Invincible, like the beginning of the show, it was cool. Like I was interested. I know Alex, you weren't too jazzed on the beginning, but I was like, this is something that I could get into. And then boom, like
Mhm.
the fucking show just punches you in the face
Yeah.
with bloody violence. And the same with this show, is it does the exact same thing. Like I was already in, and then at the ending, I was like, holy fuck,
Yeah, like
this is all right.
Yeah.
I'm
what the
in.
fuck is going on?
I'm
Like,
really in.
shit,
And
yeah.
speaking on that idea of like the formula, it's interesting because uh we'll
Yasuke.
use Invincible, and we'll use this. We don't need to talk about Yasuke.
Oh.
But thinking about these two shows, you have a superhero show and then you have a science fiction show, right?
Mhm.
Both of them start off deeply in their respective genre. This Invincible, deeply a superhero show.
Mhm.
Raised by Wolves, deeply science fiction, where you get a bunch of exposition. Earth is dead. Androids have been hired to fucking not hired, but made to like transport
Raise
these kids,
yeah. Mhm.
and like create a new human colony for the atheists. And then both of them follow this formula, superhero, science fiction, up until the end. So if you were losing interest in it because you just had to endure maybe a genre of media that you didn't like, at the end of it, it's like, oh well, it's this bloody mess of fun. So you can continue watching. Because
And
go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I know a lot of people don't like science fiction, and it's not necessarily that they don't like aliens or adventures and stuff. It's science fiction a lot of times is when it's like my favorite science fiction is very like thickly science fiction. There's a
Yeah.
lot of information that you have to like take in. There's a lot of technology you have to learn. You know
Context.
what I mean? Yeah.
It makes you think like us talking about this, like this format being the formula of a lot of exposition, and then boom, a huge climax at the end of the show. I think it kind of says something says something about us as humans, how unfortunately violence is a draw. It's like,
Yeah.
I guess, like in a way, like relatable. Like humans see violence or like just a massacre or something. We're like, wow, this has caught our attention.
Mhm.
Like this is something that, like, wow, like okay, it's not like we want it, but it's something that's like, okay, like
Yeah.
We
Now
fuck
I'm
with this.
interested.
Like
Now
this
I'm
is this
invested.
now I'm interested. Yeah, exactly. And this show did a really good job of keeping a balance of the heavy. This is a heavily science fiction type show. It's
It
Yeah,
is. It is.
it's
And
crazy.
it's also it's really interesting because even though initially when you think of science fiction you don't necessarily think about religion, but
yeah.
a lot of science fiction, classic science fiction, a lot of it is rooted in these sort of has sort of religious uh tones to it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Where science and religion and faith in science or faith in religion sort of go hand in hand a lot of times. um you see this in like Dune, you see this in Star Wars with the Jedi being a sort of spiritual order. So it's interesting because it's more overt in this sense because right off the bat you have two groups that you're introduced to: the androids who are they're part of the atheists, and then you have the
Right.
Mithraic who are overtly a religious
Religious.
Hmm.
spacefaring faction who you know have soldiers but also have clerics that are deployed.
Hmm.
um and so it's fascinating because this is just right off the bat, you know, like you're in a religious war
Yeah.
in space or
I for
yeah.
I for one love that they're tackling the religious angle. Like
I do too.
it's something that's not like the effect of religion on humans as a whole, like sociologically, how religion kind of just controls us and how it shapes our society in a way, and
Yeah, absolutely.
how also it is detrimental to our society. And that's
It
something
can be.
that's an idea. Yeah, it can be. Yes, you're right. Something I feel like that's something that's not too often tackled and observed from like like a media type standpoint. Like there's not many shows where they tackled the idea of uh like how religion affects us, and cult
Yeah.
like behavior can easily uh like run rampant and brainwash and take over.
And the
uh
fact that we can't as humans necessarily ever get away from having some sort of
Hmm.
foundational knowledge of faith to any extent, you know. I mean,
exactly.
these aren't Christians or Catholics, they're Mithraic, but it just goes to show that, you know, humans in general have to have some sort of faith to move them forward or to, especially, you know, now that we know that Earth is like gone in this.
Hmm.
I feel like that alone is sort of a um it's like a large indicator of, well, if Earth is gone for the humans, how do the humans continue? And for the Mithraic, it's because they continue through faith, you know what I
Right.
mean?
which which is a huge idea. Like that's such a huge idea that humans will always kind of revert back to like religion, because I feel like as humans we evolved past the point of purpose, where if we were at the intelligence of like dogs or like any animal, our we know that like we're basically just doing shit based on what we know to do. Like we know to go find food every day. We know to go find shelter, procreate. But as humans, we kind of evolved past that, like to where we're just like like in the world where we can basically do anything that we want to. The choices become so much to where we're like we almost have no choices, to where it's like we cop out. I wouldn't say cop out, but we kind of just can fall into like religion as far as like, oh, I don't know where I'm going in life. I don't know what I'm doing. Here's a kind of instruction manual in a way that'll
Mm,
just make it easier for me to navigate this shit. Uh, and we revert to that because we have so many choices, like because we can do anything, and
right.
that's not something that's it's something that's I don't know what that is. I don't know even know what you call that. Like
That's God, man.
I think
That's G.
Big G's.
kind of on the same note, I like that this show, because regarding religion, how the main characters aren't, they're like the atheists almost. So like it's interesting,
Yeah.
like that is like we're seeing that perspective like from the show, because usually I
Uh-huh.
feel like most shows we see like the Christian perspective or like whatever religious like, but it's used on this show it's like the robots that are like atheists, so they're kind of like the good guys in a sense, and it makes it seem like that the religious are the protagonists in the show almost. So
For
it's
the
interesting.
antagonist, you mean?
Yeah, antagonist, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
Mhm.
Kind of going off of that, but kind of in a counter to that, it's, as the episode progresses, right? You think that you're following, a group of the main characters who are, sort of good. You have Lamia, and you have her children and father. And what was interesting about the show is that the start of it was pretty slow.
Mhm.
They were trying to make these kids. The kids started dying off. One kid is alive in the end, but it's all in all, it's pretty slow. You get tidbits of information, but then quickly it sort of becomes that you understand that Lamia is an antagonist to the main character, who could be said is Campion, but
Mhm.
not a direct protagonist, because he's just a boy trying to, live.
Yeah.
And so then you have the Mithraic, they come down. And so given the options that you have at the end of the episode, there's not like an overt understanding of who the protagonist or the antagonist,
Gotcha.
or like the good and bad. Like Lamia fucked up a bunch of shit for the Mithraic, and we know that the Mithraic are sort of a warlike people, so we can't be super empathetic to their plight, because their plight is very much that of the conquests of religious zealotry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, without them of doing a bunch of bad stuff, but knowing that they're a military group, you can't really side with them right away. And then mom proves that she also can't be sided with, but she's a badass.
Yeah.
I mean, her fucking that I forgot what they call her, a necromancer or something
Yeah.
like that.
Which I thought was weird, because I wouldn't consider her a necromancer necessarily. Like,
Yeah,
She's not, by definition, she's not a
yeah,
necromancer.
but I guess in the show, like it is what it is.
I mean, it's science fiction,
Yeah.
she's just, that's just what the name of her,
Yeah.
model was called or whatever, with her eyes and shit. But she was fucking shit up for those Mithraic dudes, man. Those fight scenes was cool. I was just like, oh, okay, like those
This
dudes
is
are gonna try
hard.
to jump her,
Uh-huh.
and she's gonna beat them up. And then I was like, oh, she got in the
She was like
spaceship.
screaming,
Oh,
like exploded and
she's
shit.
yeah, it's
She
like,
went
oh,
Sindel.
yeah, she like,
She Sindelled them motherfuckers.
yeah, faces getting melted and then flying up to that ship. I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah,
and
she
fucking
and then
hallways of
kidnapped-
0G blood, and
Dude,
that that scene was so
wild.
fucking
That scene
dope,
was
dude.
dope.
Like literally,
and also it was just overtly bloody, because
Yeah.
she can transform into anyone that she's seen. She could have just transformed her face so that her eye would be able to control the ship, but instead she like went over and found a drifting eye amongst or she found the
Yeah.
dude, right?
Uh-huh.
It just shows her brutality, basically.
how violent, yeah, the necromancers are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that shit, man. Then like she kidnapped the kids at the end,
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Father.
R.I.P. Father. He was cool. It sucks
Father-
that he died.
Yeah, Father's. I like Father. I'm not gonna lie.
He was
interesting.
cool.
I just think it's funny how weak he is compared to like his wife.
To Lamia. Yeah.
I like that. I like that dynamic a lot. So, and then like his corny ass jokes too, or
Yeah.
that
Dad
like,
joke.
His
Yeah.
he's been programmed to have dad jokes.
yeah, which I like.
It's super
I thought
funny.
I thought it was interesting that her necromancer form had cornrows.
Hey man, It's
She had them. She had them Iversons.
yeah, man.
Oh my god.
Also her name, the name she gives the Mithraic, because up until that point we had just known her as Mother, but
Yeah.
she gives the name Lamia, which is interesting because in Greek mythology, Lamia was like a this monstrous woman that ate her children or something like that, or ate children.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Also,
Like a snake woman.
to that same point, I think the Mithraic, I think that was like an old Roman cult from way back in the day.
Oh, really?
I think it was. It was something like in that world. But I'm pretty sure it's like an old Roman cult because I looked it up one time. So
Mithraism.
it's kind of interesting they have so many like real world aspects in this show.
And you know that goes into like the religious thing. You know, if
Praise
you
of
look
the
at
sun.
any, if you look at any religion, a lot of it's just the same sort of stories told over and over again, and so it makes sense that, you know, they have this Mithraic order that has come when there used to be another Mithraic order, and
Mhm.
all that.
Yeah.
You know, you get the sense that it's rooted in our reality because
Right.
of these things, you know, with that you could be like, oh, that sounds familiar, and oh, Lamia is a, you know, Greek monster, so it, you know, it just helps it solidify it that it's not just like Star Wars seems like, you know, pretty like
It's a different dimension.
yeah, like an
alternate
alternate reality. Whereas this is, I think,
Our future,
166
basically.
years in the future, I think
Mhm.
Ridley Scott said, or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I think
yeah,
I like how they use religion itself as like the overarching theme for religion in this show is control. Like it's obvious that the Mithraics were brought together under somebody who was, you know, religious, probably like some sort of prophet type person,
yeah,
were brought together, and it's used as a means of control for everyone. And I'm sure that's going to play a bigger part in the rest of the rest of the series, because that's obviously a huge part. Like the
yeah,
fact that, you know, they're even discussing that the robots are atheists, which, you know, they should be because they're robots, but and being religious is kind of like inherently human.
yeah, absolutely.
Where do y'all think? Well, y'all, I can't even say that because y'all,
Yeah,
y'all already watched it.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I think my predictions for this show is that I think Campion is going to like ultimately side with the Mithraics, because even though Lamia thinks she's doing what's best for Campion and herself and probably the other kids, he's not going to see it like that. He only sees what's happening from a human set of eyes, and I think he's going to end up like overall siding with the
The
Mithraics.
Mithraic.
And
That's
yeah,
interesting.
And it's also interesting to think about that because he also has some religious tendencies
he
Yeah.
does. Yeah, he already
that
does.
we, you know, that
He was praying, right?
he was
Yeah.
praying to
Got
the
caught.
potato things, and he got caught by Father.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think it's interesting to see, you know, that.
Which is, I think that's really interesting that he just automatically knew to do that.
Well, and but
Y'all thinking they're teaching?
that speaks to the human nature, you know,
Hmm.
you know,
Mhm.
because he's not even praying to like some sort of omnipotent presence. He's praying to literally just
Just to
potatoes.
Yeah.
Right. As if like, I guess like I guess as humans we kind of always just I guess this show is showing that as humans we kind of always will believe in something greater than reality, and
To
you know,
our
to him,
reality, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
greater than our reality, our known reality.
Right.
And that shows that, you know, him praying is just him showing like, you know, maybe maybe something divine will help us out because they were struggling with fucking food on this seemingly like completely desolate planet. Like there's no water. I've not seen any water this entire episode, but they're able
Yeah,
to grow things, which is
they
interesting.
must have water.
I mean, they would
I
have to.
I think you're right. Yeah, I don't know if we've seen
Yeah,
water,
I don't
but
remember seeing water either.
I think there is, or I don't know.
Maybe just how the planet works, they can just grow shit without water. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, but
That doesn't work.
Campion's human though. Like
Yeah.
he needs water, you know.
This is true.
Yeah, and
I don't.
any life needs. I believe all life needs water. In some
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
That's why like we couldn't like survive on like Mars and shit because there's no water, and we
There's
wouldn't be able
water
to
on
grow
Mars.
anything. Frozen.
Frozen, but there's also a really small rainy season that they have tracked. There's like little
Interesting.
Martian clouds. They're like small enough that they it might not rain, but
How does that work though?
what do you mean?
It like how can it rain if there's no if there's no like
No,
precipitation or
they have water
condensation?
is what I'm saying, and so they have enough water to form clouds, but not necessarily to have like a super wet season. The season in which that rain would be expelled from the clouds, there's not enough of it to fully do it. So
Interesting.
and their polar ice caps are like water, but I don't
Water.
think they know water.
What time are we at?
Is it water or water?
I say water.
I say water.
All right, so let's do some
some ratings.
some ratings before you fall asleep.
I am tired. I need to take a
You
nap
look tired,
before I
man.
turn up tonight. I was drunk when I. I'm not drunk anymore. I'm just fucking tired now.
We've seen that
Oh.
progress. We'll have like a time lapse of this pod, and it's just your face and how fucking miserable you look now.
The worst part is I'm gonna have to turn up again.
I know, man. That's what happens when you turn up too early.
Fuck, I
hate that
played
shit.
myself.
You played.
I'm
yourself,
gonna take a
man.
good old nap, eat some noodles.
You need
and,
to
be
hydrate
ready.
too.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna hydrate.
yeah.
I've been hydrating. I got water on deck.
That's good.
But yeah, let's get into the ratings. I'm gonna start with my ratings. I give this first episode a solid 7.5, and I feel like it might be worth more, but I've been scorned before, and
And we're
I'm
not,
gonna-
we're not retconning our old fucking scores. So that's just how it's gonna have to be. 7.5, that's safe.
Yeah, 7.5 is safe. 7.5. I can go up and I can go down, but it's still a good episode. I
Man,
really
we
enjoyed
went
watching
hard
this
with
episode.
Yasuke.
We
We
did.
went hard with first two episodes,
Bro, we both
eights
did,
and
like,
shit.
Eight.
Yeah.
And then it was just like it just declined
6,
after
then
that.
5. They finally gave it a 3.
I'm
3
giving
at the
myself
end.
some breathing room. I'm giving myself some
That's
breathing
good,
room.
that's
So
safe.
I'm gonna go with
I feel
7.5.
it.
7.5 for Eric. Alex, what you think?
I'm gonna give it an 8, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
definitely solid. Like, just all the mystery surrounding the planet and the show. Initially, when I started watching it, definitely kept me interested. So definitely an 8 for me.
Cool. Yeah. I would say the same, man. 8. I'm a big nerd when it comes to science fiction at this. Especially this is interesting because it's long form science fiction. We don't get a lot
Yeah.
of hour-long shows, 10 episodes or whatever a season. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of room in there for an expansive, like proper high science fiction world. So 8, just because I like religious zealotry. I like religious zealotry in space. I like atheists, and I also like Lamia. She's a fucking badass.
She's a badass.
You know,
she's a dick, but she's a badass.
She's malfunctioning with milk coming
Bro.
out her nose and shit, but she's
Milk,
fucking everything
forbidden
up.
milk.
When she killed her husband, I was like, bro, fuck her.
I was
Like,
upset.
Yeah,
I was
real
upset when she
shit.
killed
So,
father.
Real
she's so
shit.
easy too. She's like,
He didn't deserve
fucking,
that.
like stuck him on the
Man.
bone. I was like, oh come on,
did
didn't
not
even
deserve
fight.
He
Especially
didn't fight
'cause-
back at all.
Not at all. Especially because he's he's a big dude, and
Yeah.
she's so smart. She just
Yeah.
she just took him out, man.
Like, bro, what?
You're just like, all right, I see
have a
how it
que-
is.
I have a question for y'all.
That's the
How-
pod.
Fucking ass. How was it watching this episode again after having watched the entire series?
For me, I don't know. Like a lot of it makes sense. Like I feel like with the show, more is revealed like every episode, so you'll gradually just like start to understand more. So like after finishing it and then going back, like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Or like you see things like in the finale that you wouldn't necessarily pick up on like episode one, just like that type of deal. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It was still
I enjoyed it.
watching it too. So
Okay.
I haven't seen it all the way through. I think I've seen it up to like episode 4 or 5. But it's enjoyable going back and seeing it, and that last scene is reason enough for me to come back. You know what I mean? Like this shit's dope.
Easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it was for Invincible for me.
Yeah.
Coming
Same.
back to watch it, I was already back in. But yeah, that's the pod, y'all.
That's
Thanks
the
for
pod.
sticking with us. Thanks for
Yeah.
sticking with us for a whole nother episode. You know, we got a long season ahead of us.
That's
we're
right.
gonna-
Eric need to rest up. You know what I mean? We'll be back here refreshed.
right.
Yeah, we got a lot of shit coming. We got more guests coming. We got
Do we?
more topics coming. Yeah, we're gonna have.
I'm just being annoying. I know.
You're fucking annoying.
Wait, no, who's our guest?
Huh? Who?
Yeah.
Fred wants to be a guest. We have a listener.
Nani?
A guest. We probably gonna have Lakia on.
Lakeek the Sneak.
Lakeith Sneak, the legend herself.
Yeah. I wanted to
Um,
keep it a surprise, but I got Ridley Scott. He'll be on next episode.
Ridley Scott's coming. In 3 episodes from now, Young Thug is gonna be a guest.
What?
Hosting that
Big
episode.
fan of the
Jeffrey
show.
himself,
Hosting
yeah.
that
He
episode.
listens every episode. Shouts out Young Thug. I know you're listening, bro.
Shouts out Ridley.
I don't want him on the show. I don't even want that. Even if the opportunity came
Drinking
up,
lean.
I feel like that'd
He
be-
would come on the show. He wouldn't say anything. I guarantee
He
you.
not say anything.
That's fine.
In fact, he would just have it on in the background. He'd be doing other shit.
That's cool. That's cool with me.
Babe, Thug,
He's
babe.
busy.
Thug. I don't
And
know
that's
what
the
that's
pod.
the pod, y'all. Yeah, we'll catch y'all next time. Tap
Bye.
in. Peace.